See you. Wake up and rise, open your eyes. It's breakfast with the Thomases, the ultimate prize. Mental Wellness Monday, work it out Wednesday, pay it forward Friday, we'll season the day. Digital finance, harmony of love, serving food for what those two, rising as the beat and mid Eastern on P2G TV. Breakfast with the Thomases, come eat with me.
Don't make no sense.
Oh,
hey guys, how y'all doing? Grand
Rising, yes indeed. Yes, it is a Pay It Forward Friday, and I'm so glad to be here.
Yeah, I know how we doing.
Yes. Some of you guys think it's a weekend. No, it's a full swing. It's a full swing.
Absolutely.
You guys had a couple days off early in the week. Gratitude to the people who celebrated the Id that is still in celebration.
Yes.
To the fallen soldiers. We had a Memorial Day on Monday. It was a celebrated day. We thank you for your service. And I just want you guys to know that, P2G, we are out there.
We got Fantastic up in the house today.
We got Fantastic.
Yes. Fantastic. That's
before we
cool,
get too carried away, my name is Alvin Thomas, the Gold Banker, coming to you live 1 gram at a time this Friday. And I'm here with the mission.
I am. Just kidding. Anyway.
Numero uno, grande level
That's
one.
what's up. I'm your girl, Ruby T. I am always in the house to have fun. We are here on our Fantastic Fun Friday. We're going to have a ball. And just so that you know, money don't sleep.
No, it don't.
Money don't sleep. And neither do the movers and the shakers who manage it. So they don't got weekends. You know what they do? They got a lifestyle. And so today, family, we in it. We in it for the lifestyle today. Y'all want some of that lifestyle? Y'all want to go get some? Good. So this weekend is going to be on. I'm so excited. This weekend's meetup is going to be so bad. So if you miss Sunday, like we always invite y'all on Sunday, you're going to be broke.
Look, it is so real this Sunday. You have
on and popping.
You must take some time for yourself to get this right.
Yeah. Last night we got a late night call from a really good friend of our old school wealth builder. And he rings us on the phone, and I know you ever got those people in your life that you don't hear from like every day or often, but when they call you, there's so much value
in that conversation.
In the conversation, there's that one person that if they say, "Yo, we got $10 in a dream, you down?" And how many people believe me? He put that in a room, and I said, "Brother, you are already vetted. What we doing?" Does that make sense?
We have people like that.
Come on, somebody.
Does anyone have anyone like that in their life? They can say yes.
And I'll be honest, I teach cyber safety. So when you teach cyber safety, and you don't trust everybody, especially because I, had to go through scams to learn how to get out of scams and how to be able to spot them. So when I find a brother that has the same values as I do, who comes to me and says, "Hey, Ruby, I got something there's something that's growing, and you know how we hooked up and we connected with some really great things happening, and people didn't know what they were looking at, and someone figured it out how to make it work." Guys, when someone makes the stuff is the right track work for everybody, it's time to listen up. Y'all not getting that on this show today.
Nope.
We're gonna let's get some perspective on why we need to be building wealth, not tomorrow, not later, but right now, and how to get it done. We told you, pennies to gold. P2G is the network. That's what the name of the network is. It's pennies to gold. And if you can't flip a penny, there's no way you're going to flip a 10,000 bill. Got me?
Yo, Brother Chris, Grand Rising.
Let's
glad
go.
to have you in the
We got people in the room. Hi, baby. Hey, Brother Chase. Chase is in the house. And Brother Black Casper up in here, my Aquarius brother. That's what I'm talking about.
Grand Rising, brother. Grand Rising. Glad to see you.
All right. So, listen to the video. Mr. Thomas picked this one. It's another one, how to get you kind of video. Yeah. But I need you guys to get something. It isn't how they get you, but it's a focus. It's an opportunity for you to get what's going on so we can get how to get to where we want to be regardless. Mm-hmm. Y'all get it? It's about getting to where we want to be regardless. Yeah. Let's go.
just a quick lead in, ladies and gentlemen, just know that if they're going to change something or move something,
if the system is going to change, let's call it that,
they're going to do it while they think you're not listening and not watching. So get your pen and paper, like my wife said. Focus time.
Okay.
That's all, and that's all I'm gonna say to you.
Mr. T, you know I can't stand that invisible day. Anyway,
well,
there is a them and an us. We know this, but I want you to understand
the lawmakers.
Something. You can throw out what you want to throw out, but the fact is these things are going to change. Can you control that? No. What you control is what we're going to talk about after you find out what they are up to, because that's the system you live in. Yep. You can't avoid it, but you can't evade it, but you can't avoid it. You know what I'm saying? All right. It's all about the words. Let's go. Let's get started. Come on. Thank you. We're going to utilize some information from ITM Trading. This is the Daniela Cambone Show. Let's go.
Hi, this is Daniela Cambone. Welcome back to the Daniela Cambone Show. Really excited for today's segment because as America races towards the next big crash, as my guest says, one that could wipe out trillions in retirement savings and upend the financial system, Justin Haskins is sounding the alarm. He's a New York Times bestselling author, vice president, and senior fellow at the Heartland Institute. And he reveals a shocking truth that most Americans refuse to believe. You and we and I don't actually own the stocks, bonds, or retirement assets in our very own investment accounts.
Yep.
In his explosive new book, The Next Big Crash, Conspiracy, Collapse, and the Men Behind History's Biggest Heist, Justin exposes the hidden legal reality that could turn your life savings into someone else's collateral when the crisis hits. Wow. Justin Haskins, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me on. I tried not to write a book on a big topic. I wanted to keep it really light,
Yeah.
It failed spectacularly, but yeah.
Well, I'm super excited to have you on. I don't know why I'm smiling because it's just really a tragic situation that we're finding ourselves in. But just big picture here. What do you mean we don't own it, Justin?
A few years ago, I had no idea that any of this was going on. I became aware of it 3 or 4 years ago and then spent the next 3 years or so studying, researching this incredible claim that the vast majority of people do not directly own their own investments. They think they own them. They turn on their computer screens, they pull up their smartphones, they look at their account statements, and they see, oh, I have XYZ number of shares in, Tesla stock or some other stock, and they think that belongs to them. But in reality, legally, they do not own it, not directly. And all of this has been going on behind the scenes. These laws have changed over many decades, started way back in the 1960s and 70s. People's property rights have been eroded even further since those laws were changed in the 1960s and 70s. And the vast majority of Americans have no idea that it's gone on and have no idea what the risks are associated with it.
Yeah. I mean, are you familiar with David Webb's work? Because I've had him on the show a few times and he's trying to change the very laws that you're speaking about. But one, I want to know how this came onto your radar. What made you think, wait a second, what's up here?
Yeah, well, you mentioned David Webb. I know David Webb. David Webb actually started sounding the alarm about this many years ago, talking to anyone who would listen. Some lawmakers at the state level heard about it, and they started asking questions from people at think tanks, people like me. Hey, is there any truth to this? What's going on? And so then I started researching it as well, and I came to many of the same conclusions as David. But then I found a whole bunch of other really scary stuff on top of it. And so I went into it thinking, I don't know if any of this is true. It sounds too crazy to be true, but I'm going to look into it. I'm going to give it a fair chance. And I ended up becoming even crazier than what I thought the initial claims were. That's how bad the situation is. Yeah.
So, okay, where to begin? Do you want to explain the role of depository trust company or I know that's a vital part, and why nearly every share in America is now held in their name instead of ours?
That's right. Yeah. So This whole story begins back in the 1960s and 70s. And there are a lot of people who are watching the show right now actually probably remember that there used to be a time when you purchased a security like a stock, you would actually get a physical paper certificate with your name printed on it. Yep. And the reason you would get that is that stock was a real piece of ownership. You were the actual direct registered owner of that stock. And that's true of a whole bunch of other kinds of securities as well, not just stocks. In the 1960s and 70s, they had a paperwork crisis. So this is pre-internet, obviously. You had trading volumes dramatically increasing during that period of time. And Wall Street was having trouble keeping up with all of the paperwork. Everything's being done on paper. Your ownership was on paper. You had registries of people on paper and all sorts of other institutions that were intermediaries helping to make the sort of the machinery of Wall Street work. And they were having a problem with this, with all of the paperwork that was coming, trading volumes increased. So the biggest financial institutions in the world, as well as some other nefarious figures, in my opinion, at least is my theory, we can get into that a little bit later, got together and decided, we can solve this problem if we just take direct registered ownership away from individual people and institutions and put it all in one singular place. If we put all of the direct registered ownership into one institution, then when people buy and sell securities, all we really have to do is effectively move names around on paper. We just keep track of who owns a certain percentage of the share of a particular stock. And we can do all of this using big institutions, and we can cut out all of these middlemen. We don't have to have as much paperwork anymore. And yes, individuals won't own any of their securities investments. That's a downside to this. But the upside to it is we get to do all these really fun things that we were never able to do before because we, Wall Street institutions, were not the direct registered owners of all these investments. The customer was. By taking that away, they opened the door to all kinds of crazy stuff like derivatives trading and stuff that was not going on back at that time to the level it is today. And as a result of this system, trading volumes dramatically increased, costs went down, it became easier than ever to trade on Wall Street. But you got all of this other stuff going on too, like the massive derivatives complex. You had all kinds of the mortgage-backed security crisis. All of that stuff occurred as a result of this system. People lost their property ownership rights. Then instead, all of this property went into the one singular institution. That's called the Depository Trust Company, DTC. That's what you mentioned earlier. And that's where it still remains today. $100 trillion worth of securities is transacted through DTC. $100 trillion worth. So that's where the vast majority of the world's wealth sits now, is in one singular institution, which is part of the Federal Reserve banking system, by the way. And so that's where all of it is. And because of this model, where you, the individual, no longer are the direct registered owner, you have a reduced amount of rights when it comes to that property. You still have a contract. You're the owner of a contract called the Securities Entitlement Agreement, but you are not the owner of the security itself. And because of that, the security can be used for things like derivatives without your permission. And in an emergency, as I explain in detail in the book, The Next Big Crash, there are all sorts of other ways that theoretically institutions working with government could employ to take advantage of the fact that you're not the direct owner, but that they essentially are.
What? The dollar is being weaponized. New alternatives are rising fast, and the people with real power are quietly moving into hard assets while the public stays distracted.
Come on, let's go.
And the more distracted you are, the less action you take, which is exactly how most wealth is lost during transitions like this. That's why we built the Private Wealth Playbook. It's free, and it gives you a clear step-by-step path to protect your wealth, privacy, and retirement for decades to come. Click below or go to DannyReport.com and claim what's rightfully yours. Is it right to call it beneficial ownership so we no longer have legal ownership?
Yeah, I think the way to think of it is you are not the direct registered owner. You benefit from having this contract, which is related to it, to the property, but it's not actually the property itself. It's kind of like a derivative, really, when you think about it, what a derivative is. It's sort of like that. But it's not the ownership of the thing itself. It would be as though if you had a car, you purchased the car, you think the car is yours, but actually the car company owns the car, or some other financial institution owns the car, and you are just able to use the car and benefit from the car. But if things get really bad, the car could be taken away from you or used for some other purpose.
Home, your house, Justin?
No. It's not. It wouldn't apply to your house. It's only for securities. So we're talking about bonds, stocks,
401k.
for your 401ks, your IRAs, mutual funds, ETFs, basically everything you think of as Wall Street for the most part would qualify as a security.
No.
So in the event of a major crash, if Wall Street really wanted to come in and seize these assets, they can.
It would require action on the part of lawmakers as well. But I do believe, yes, if lawmakers working hand in hand with these institutions in the midst of a crisis, if they really needed to access this wealth in order to prop up failing financial institutions or something like that, I believe it's pretty clear the laws in the books indicate that they would be able to do this if they would have to change some of the rules and regulations. They couldn't just do it without changing some stuff. But they could do this because you are not the direct registered owner, so you don't have the same level of property ownership rights as you do to the personal property in your home or something like that.
Your book talks about a conspiracy and the men or women behind history's biggest heist. You mentioned nefarious players who designed the system. I mean, this was obviously purposely designed, in your opinion, Justin. And who are the nefarious figures?
Come on.
Yeah, so they had a paperwork crisis, and that was a real crisis that needed to be solved. But there are ways that they could have designed the new system so that the individual customer retained property ownership of the security, but they solved all of the other paperwork problems. They could have done that. They didn't do that. Instead, what they did was take away your property rights by getting laws passed in all 50 states as part of the Uniform Commercial Code, getting federal laws passed. And as a result of doing that, they gutted people's individual property rights. That was a deliberate choice. There's no way around. It wasn't an accident. They did this on purpose. And then over the succeeding generation or succeeding decades, they changed the laws again to take even more, to make it even clearer that you're not the direct registered owner, and to make it clearer that you only own this contract, and to allow financial institutions to benefit from this arrangement. And so the problem has only gotten worse as time has gone on. It has not gotten any better, but it was a deliberate choice by large institutions working hand in hand with, I believe, potentially, and I can't prove this 100%, but I lay it all out in my book, that the CIA may have been involved in this, which I know sounds totally crazy, but the evidence is pretty insane, and potentially other powerful figures as well. And I lay it all out in the book. I dedicate a whole chapter to just how this whole story played out, and I use hundreds of citations to prove the story. It is the stuff of movies. It is unbelievable what happened over the last several decades, and as a result of it, we are all in grave danger.
I mean, you've co-authored numerous books with Glenn Beck on the Great Reset, and this dark future. How does this financial ownership issue fit into the bigger picture of the elite control that you've talked about for years here?
Yeah, so the Great Reset, probably the most electrifying slogan in the Great Reset, is, in the future, you'll own nothing and you'll be happy.
Yes, right.
The truth is, I think most people already don't own most things, and they already are relatively happy to some degree, and they don't realize that they don't own it. I mean, the Fed is in control of DTC, which means they're in control of the vast majority of securities wealth in the world, here in the United States for sure, and they're in control of the money supply. So really, when you think about it, I mean, they control the vast majority of the wealth, and they work hand in hand with government and other big institutions to manage all of that system. But it's not you, the individual, that is the true owner of these things. These institutions have been given ownership, and the story of how it all came about is amazing. I mentioned earlier that the CIA may have been involved. The reason I believe that is because when they created DTC and launched it, it looked like it was a project of big banks and financial institutions and others all coming together to figure out how to centralize ownership and management of wealth. But the man they chose to run DTC at the very beginning is a man named William Denser. And William Denser is, if there is no conspiracy here and there's nothing weird going on, is the most bizarre choice of all time for a pick to run this new institution, DTC, the most important financial institution arguably in the whole world, because he had no experience working on Wall Street. He was not an expert when it came to clearing houses or trusts or anything like that. He had no business being chosen as the man to run DTC, but he was chosen as the man to run DTC, I believe, because his background goes all the way back from the days he was a student activist all the way up through the time that he gets to DTC. He was involved with the CIA. He was in CIA-funded programs. He worked directly for CIA. He helped create USAID. He was working on secret propaganda missions in South America for a long time, all the way up until the time that he gets chosen to be the head of DTC. And so you have to ask yourself, why would these powerful people, these powerful institutions, the largest banks and Wall Street firms in the world, why would they choose a former CIA man who worked in the State Department and foreign affairs, doing all of these things that had nothing to do with running an institution like DTC? Why would they choose him of all people to be put in charge of this project? And there's got to be a reason for that. And it just looks like, from all the evidence, that maybe they had something to do with it as well, or at the very least, that big institutions like the idea that they were picking somebody from being done on paper.
Okay.
That's a mouthful to take on. Oh, man.
What? Give me a second. I got to get us back in. Okay. That's a lot to unpack. That's a lot. I had to stop it there because I was going on my own little rabbit hole right there. Look, like I say, if it looked like a duck, it quack like a duck. Quack, quack. Right?
If it
you know what I'm saying? Let's call it what it is. But let's talk about exactly what was just unpacked, because let's unpack this properly to make sure that everyone understands. It's time to wake the hell up. You've been asleep at the wheel. We understand that, but you got no excuse today. Today, you just heard what's been going on. You just heard clearly. He just clarified everything we've been saying for the last 4 years.
Absolutely.
This ain't new. They've been setting this. They've been setting, and when I say they, know that, and I need us not to have an imaginary foe. I need us to have a very real foe. Know who the hell it is. See, that's the part where I get so upset about the they, y'all. We've got to learn language, because that's how the system has been set to work. And when you master the language, you can see through all the bullshit. Excuse my language, but I'm going to be real honest with you. It is time to wake up. It is time to wake up and to put into measures things that will change this for you and your family. Because, sweetie, while that's true, you still have an opportunity before the day comes when they crash the system. I didn't say when the system crashes by accident. When an event happens, I'm telling you, it's on the schedule for some organization, program, project somewhere. I'm telling you this. You all know there were no accidents. COVID wasn't an accident.
It was a test.
I don't want to call it what they say. I'll let you know right now. We're not going to use any of that. These were not accidents. Y'all got it? You can't prep for an accident. Y'all get where I'm coming from? You can't. And I'm going to tell you right now, okay, so I'm going to tell y'all a little joke. A friend of mine came out and visited us. I love it when folks from our online world come out to visit, which, by the way, happy birthday, Z. We'll see you tonight. We'll be rocking out in New York. That's my sister from the Midwest. We'll be here to celebrate her birthday tonight. I look forward to seeing you for the first time in real time. And
send pictures.
The beautiful part about it is that when we come together, we learn things from new people, and we get to see people's real personality. And so one of my girlfriends came out from the podcast days, and she was in New York celebrating her anniversary with her husband. And he had a joke. He said, what is He says, what was it? It was what is what is something about the difference between a conspiracy?
And
he said the conspiracy and the truth.
Yep.
Yeah, what's the difference between the conspiracy and the truth? And the answer was about 6 months. Any of y'all could verify that one? Who could testify to that one? As of very recently, that's about it. Most of our conspiracy theorists, or the people who think that you've got these conspiracy fanatics, know that really what you're missing is about 6 months, and then you know, oh shoot, that was the truth.
Conspiracy fanatics are nothing more
when
than really
we
good
tell you
researchers.
something, research it. Check it for yourself. Don't leave any conspiracy unturned.
For lack of a better term.
Because if it's true, where are you going to be when it takes place? See, that's all that matters, family. We have to stop looking at who to blame and how to get somebody to give us justice. Because if you aren't creating justice in your life for you, if you're not putting justice as your, and I mean all kinds of justice. I'm talking about financial justice. I'm talking about civil justice. I'm talking about what do you call it? What is it? We have every kind of freaking justice is yours to have. And the minute somebody got to give it to you, you have no power. Remember that. Y'all talk about, I know my rights. No, you don't. You don't have any. You don't even know you don't have rights.
And that's the scary part, because they don't tell you.
And then I tell you and show you on Sunday nights where that's verified, and you're going to go, we don't want to believe that, Miss Ruby. Well, you go ahead and go keep being a happy citizen, miserable and broke, wondering why you can't get up a ladder that you honestly speaking are not on.
And it's like, we used to make jokes about people being on the glass ceiling.
There's no glass ceiling. There's no ladder. You just didn't know. They can't get to the ceiling. You just didn't. He said, people are happy. He said that they will have nothing and be happy with it. And you guys are already there. You don't own anything. You worked all these damn years for the money you put into these retirement accounts, savings, annuities, all of this stuff in this market that's smoke and mirrors and already planned out, just so you know. Okay. Just to share with you, the reality of it all is you already know it's a plan. And the fact is, not only do you not own it, the sad truth is the laws have been set up so when day comes for this so-called agenda to play out, you can't even speak on it.
Nope. You have no say.
When we talk to y'all about how the banking system was nasty enough when the banking system said, hey, come put your money in our bank and you won't own it. You get to get permission from us to use it. Oh, yeah. Y'all thought that was crazy? Oh, yeah, she crazy. She don't know what she's talking about. That money in the bank is mine. Let that bank have one holiday and see how quickly you can pay your rent or do what you got to do.
And I don't mean one. We don't mean one that's on the calendar.
Oh, speaking of which, hold up a second. Let me just say, the bank recently had a holiday, and then y'all getting paid a day later. Just from this weekend. Got a question. Is money still running 24 hours?
All the time.
Interesting, because money's digital. People, we got to be having conversations for common sense now. This is where you come and sit down and find out. We make sense and then we make resolutions. That's how P2G works. We don't work with the constant going around in circles. If y'all want to play the politician game, go ahead. But you're going to have to learn a combination of powers. Y'all get that? Y'all can, because most of y'all like to rely on one thing. They go, I got my favorite representative, and they keep knocking on my door. I'm like, it's so beautiful. When I ask the question, what do you know about financial literacy? What is the delegate you're running? How are they bringing financial literacy to your community? Those are the questions I have for all these politicians. And I'm not talking about the stuff that came from back when things used to exist, because that's what's being taught to you.
Mm-hmm.
You all are learning to get new products. Anybody learning new processes to utilize, to do, put into themselves and to own? When they said you don't hold it, you don't own it, they're not talking about just physical. They're talking about digital. Because y'all don't. Got a question. Your retirement package, is that on paper?
No.
How is it? How do you get it? How do you get to it?
After you sign it, you got to go. Everything's online.
Ah,
Or you got to send a letter and wait 2 weeks for them to respond to you.
so you have no proof of ownership in your bank account. Do you have proof of ownership? Nope.
But they hold your signature card.
And you're okay. So wait. When you go to your job, and I love the people who feel like y'all making money. You got a $250,000 job. No, you got a $250,000 agreement for a promissory payment if the banks are working.
That's real crazy.
Got it?
That is real crazy.
What we teach you to do is properly utilize your resources, the ones you actually have, and then to own them in the end. Are you dependent on the wars in the world to change the value of your dollar, whether or not the gas price is going to go up or down? Or do you not give a damn because you can afford to pay it? No matter what the price, you can afford it. That price could go up and you ain't got to worry about taking meals off the table so you can go put them in the gas tank.
That's crazy.
How many of y'all are solid like that? Y'all got flow coming in when you not working it. That's what she's talking about. That's what Daniela Carboni and ITM Trading and this gentleman is explaining. They're explaining how the rules of cash have changed. All cash in all places. And ain't it funny how it went right back to the source? How did the Fed get back your finance or ownership over your finance? Man, I'm telling you, this game is real.
You know,
the game is real, yo.
We all, growing up, we always say money revolves around in a circle.
Gotta circulate.
It's an economy. Economy means circular. But most of us didn't realize that the person who started it is ending up with it. That's not what we thought.
In custody, meaning they have ownership. So they crash the system, you pay the price.
And they get it back.
And then they get it back. I need us to all be up in this conversation, like for real though. I mean for real though. Like this is life. Like y'all are really living here. Y'all heard what I heard. And this is all accessible, not just in his book. That's what I love about what writers have to prove their theories. They can't just put a bunch of ideas out there. Y'all know that, right?
Nope.
Gentlemen, you can't just put a bunch. You gotta let folks know this is fiction or non-fiction. You can't just say, hey, this is fiction. Someone said Social Security checks a day later. Oh, paycheck a day later. Disability a day later. Your actual check. How many of y'all don't get paid until the day after? Why is that possible? Because there's an industry that says we got control. You get paid when we get back. When we get back to the work. Are we understanding why a holiday would stop your finances if everything is digital? Why is it not automated? Now we talking, right? Now somebody's got to be at the helm making the moves, making decisions, right?
Somebody's making something.
Who is it? It's not you. Anybody see a bank? Ever notice on those long weekends the banks run out of cash?
Grand Rising, Alan. Good to have you.
Hey. Oh no, we got quite a few folks out here. Let's give some love to the folks in the house. We got Miss Faye. I told you, got Faye-tastic up in this mug. We got a brother Chris in the house. Thank you, Chris, for coming in and being with us in the morning on your side of the world. Look. We got folks from everywhere.
Let the people in B-More know what's going down.
You know what I'm saying? We're trying to show our communities that there's options. You don't just got to do things in the U.S. if you're in the U.S. That's why I said we have a system. I keep putting it out to y'all. It's cash, crypto, gold, silver, land. You go from digital, build it up, buy the asset, and keep it rolling.
I want to share something with you guys really quickly, and this is right on the subject. I had a good friend that, he was a caretaker in our building, and he just retired at 62. He came to me and said, look, I've seen your show. Can you and your wife talk to me about it? I said, okay, good. Let's make an appointment.
Okay, let's book it.
We scheduled 3 appointments with him.
We did? Thank you, because he don't tell me if they don't have it.
Because
I have no patience. Not for that.
3, no shows. And he said, then his union rep came, got him. He got his Social Security thing, and then he bounced. He told me the last day, he said, thank you for the information. I said, I gave you the information for you to use it. No problem. Use it as you will. But understand, you're still waiting for them to send you your money. And if you don't plan it, they will own it while you're expecting it in your mailbox.
You get a paycheck just so that you can go and give it back. Y'all ever notice that?
I want you to understand.
Every person here currently, unless you're building something else.
1 second. The game plan here is not I put all these years into service. We know you did that already. But if you, like we said, if you don't hold it, you don't own it. So I don't care how many 401k, and I'm a 401k holder, and I'm moving myself. I actually have a retirement pay, and I realize that's not mine. It's dependent on whether the banks open up in the morning.
That was nasty.
That's what's nasty about it. I want y'all really to get. This is the reality of things. I put 25 bones into work behind the walls.
What's a bone? Y'all heard that? Somebody tell me what a bone is.
Sorry. 25 years in the service, and there is no guarantee that it's going to be there.
I love it. Let me tell y'all something.
I speak a language.
You say no guarantee.
There is no guarantee.
Well, let's see something. That it's gonna be there. You think it's there now. Somebody actually believes that it's there now. It's not there now.
You know, my biggest concern is a lot of my friends who have retired. I'm about to let them see this video today, and I'm gonna call them in advance and let them know, look, you've been running the game and living the life. Got you. Now here's a reality check.
What if you found out that the first thing to do with your finances is not to pay your bills? Right? What if we could take our finances, or a portion thereof, and turn them into our future? I explained this to you all. Without finance, without your savings, you have no future. Most of you guys have the same excuse. And did we do the breakthrough? When did we do it? On Wednesday night, we invited you all into a room, and everyone got their breakthrough with money. Everyone got their breakthrough. There was no exception in the room. Do you know why they got their breakthrough with money? Because they got the reality of what money is.
We should do it on Sunday too.
Well, you guys are welcome to it, but Sunday I got a little something special. So, a friend of mine, like I said, when you got good friends in your life, people who are real, and I mean real, those folks that y'all ever got those old uncles that don't show up until he got something important to say. He don't even speak until he got something important to say, and then it's like everybody knows, like, if he says it, we better be on this now.
That's reality.
I don't trust everybody. When it comes to this financial literacy process, I vet the hell out of it. Why? Because I teach, because of information and because of my own experiences, I have learned how to teach cyber safety, how to be safe in this space. That's part of our programming. Because we have to make sure that the people who are moving with us through this technology age are safe and able to identify good opportunities and those which will flop. Now, with that, I'm trying to tell you everything. I'm trying to show you how to find the clues. You know what I'm saying? Because we are all on our own map, and you got your own plans, don't you? Move faster than mine, some of y'all. But the one thing you don't want to do is get caught out there believing something when you're supposed to know what you're doing. So here is where we're going to do this. Today, we shared the fact that you really have no ownership. That's legal. Look that up. We talked to y'all. That's that's in the UCCs. That's built into the money rules. The stuff that'll get your tail out of debt is telling you also don't own anything. These are the rules. You know what I'm saying? The thing that empowers you when you use it is also empowering the other organizations. So why aren't you using it to your benefit right now? Because you don't know. And information is everything. We invite you to Sundays for a reason. We don't invite you to Sundays so we can get you to pay us to do this, to do that. I ain't doing crap. If you get to Sunday and you find that we have verified all the information together, because I do Sunday Zoom. I don't present nada. We research. We go get that information.
We go look together.
Thank you. It's about getting this money, not thinking about it. Y'all get what I'm saying? And understanding that money ain't money. It's assets, baby. Now, a friend of mine just hooked me up. We got a little work to do this afternoon. I'm vetting a new program. And I love it. I love when I have a process. It's not a program, but a process. And you can, do what you got to do. I love investment processes that are dimes and pennies and nickels, dimes and quarters.
Yes, indeed.
You know
yes,
what I'm
indeed.
saying? If I could show you how to flip a dime, we could flip 10,000. You get what I'm saying? And that's the beautiful part. It's time to show and prove. Y'all gonna get one time this week because, like I told you, our Sundays are set up specifically for us to for our classes that are actionable investment classes. If you're not paid into the class for that, you can't be in that class. But on Sunday night, for the one time, you're going to get exposed to a new process that I love this. I used to love this program called Forsage. Some of y'all absolutely know about Forsage and what it was before it so-called crashed, before Ethereum. I'm not talking about the ones with the other coins and all of that. I'm talking about the original Forsage from Ethereum. Well, what we're doing is with a coin that doesn't have that kind of those kinds of requirements on the gas fees. And not only is it's not about the coin, it's about acquisition of most precious asset. Now, when we say acquisition, we acquire, build, protect. That means when you got it, when you hold it, you own it.
That's right.
We're teaching folks about, you're going to get a free session in how to get a wallet for the first time. But you got to show up. I ain't begging nobody. I'm not chasing anybody to wealth. I'm not chasing anybody to ownership. I will train you how to get what the hell you need to get in a system where you're not stuck in one side.
That's it.
I'm not going to tell you that the doors are all locked here and not show you a back door. Y'all get me? But you got to stop with this whole procrastination thing. Most of y'all are asleep right now at the wheel. It's time to wake up and take action. It's time to come into the space. I'm loving the folks that watch the show, but in the end, you didn't get the how-to. Y'all are missing the source. The how-to. How do I own my own stuff? How do I custody? Look that word up, custody. Because your bank got it for you. They got custody of your money. Your retirement company you just heard they got custody of your money. And you ain't got nothing to say. You can't say nothing. Why is that? Because, baby, it was never yours to choose. The rules were not yours to bend and make. You didn't know there was a time when you could have said, hey, I opt out. I'm not down with that. And now, if you don't like it, you need to go to another bank. Only there's nowhere to run.
There's no, they're all on the same plane.
Yes, it's universal. And what we need y'all to realize is blockchain ain't universal. And people can go, oh, they're putting regulations. Blockchains are not universal, and there are thousands of them.
Yep.
And they do. You think it's all about crypto? Boo, it's about the data. It's about the information.
Because the bank holds your data, which you call currency or money. And guess what? Until they open the door and allow you to swipe your card, go in and fill out a deposit slip, guess what? They run the ledger and they get to say who, when, why, when. And all you can say is, thank you very much for letting me use my money that I gave you freely.
So I even made a mistake recently. I learned that on Google. I learned that Google Pay and Google Play money are two different things. Did y'all know that? Yeah, I got money stuck in Google Play, thinking that was the Google Pay program. It doesn't all work the same.
No, it doesn't.
So as I'm learning rules, I'm teaching rules. And I'm making sure you don't make the same mistake that I am. Now, by the way, I did learn how to use my funds. I'm like, that's what's up. I learned I got a little something going on, but I wanted to do more with that, right? I'm not about money sitting around. I'm about I'm about no lazy money. That's that's our motto. We got three things we say. We say, pay yourself first. We say this to acquire, build, and protect. That's another motto. And we are a no lazy money platform. What does that mean, Miss Ruby? That means that if your money is sitting around not working for you, you got lazy money and you can't afford that money.
And if it's sitting in a bank account doing nothing, it's called lazy money.
Exactly. How do you employ small increments to grow your finances and wealth? We'll see you on Sunday. We invite you guys into the door. You know what I'm saying? This is not elusive. We're not going to be elusive, but it's 44 minutes into the time. Some of y'all are not talking. Y'all ain't asking no questions. Like a closed mouth don't get fed, but
True. And that
you
is
could
a
type,
system.
you could talk. Some of y'all are on stereo. Some of y'all can ask any questions. But it's all about what you do. If you want to ask, like they said, the closed mouth don't get fed, and the questions you never ask can't be resolutions that you can use. And that's just simple as that. You can't use quiet in your life.
You know what? It's like saying, everything's running around and you got your head stuck in the sand. You heard it, but I'm gonna hide my head in the sand. Don't worry. They can't see me. It's not gonna affect me. Hello, whether you say something or not, it's going to happen.
Yeah.
So would you like to see it the arm coming?
I had a thought just now.
You want to see it coming so you can move to the left or to the right?
Yeah.
Or you just want to go back and put your head back down there and say, don't worry, they'll just fry my backside.
You might want to stop that analogy because y'all remember what I used to say. I had to be forgiven for cussing. But I said this bottom line is if you're going to put your head in the sand, it still doesn't mean that the world ain't going to blow your ass away.
Facts.
As simple as that.
Facts right there.
As simple as that. I used to say that all the time on here. And that
exposed.
Just made me think just then. It doesn't mean the world won't blow your ass away. So you better get on it now.
But it's like, you
put your head up, get your head in this world how we are. You understand what I'm saying? We got to get into action. We invite you guys every Sunday, but it's all right. Whoever shows. If you haven't, I don't want to hear nobody talk about Miss Ruby. I was trying to get on. It's a simple link sitting on my website. I can't help y'all any further than this.
Then y'all guys got our numbers. Our numbers are open to everybody. Why don't you pick up the phone?
I ain't trying to look. I'm trying to tell you.
We're not hiding. We're not hiding
this
anything.
Week, though, I'm trying to tell you, if you sleep on this Sunday, God bless you. Go with God.
I'm not doing that anymore.
Because
baby, don't do that anymore. We apologize up front now because we got in trouble last time.
I ain't apologizing nothing.
No, the cross.
Excuse me. Y'all got a problem with the cross? Get over yourself. All right? You believe what you believe. I believe what I believe. Get over you. This show ain't about that. This show is about facts.
And that's what we're talking
about. If your feelings get hurt and you can be blown away from facts and support, then go with God. Because that you ain't in. I tell people, I'm not looking for weak folks. We're looking to build a strong community of people that are thinkers, forward thinkers. We're tired of being around folks that talk stuff, but ain't got no resources to make something happen. We've been putting out resources. Hey, yo, we gave this to y'all for free for 4 years. That's over.
Oh.
We gave this for 4 years. It's over. Now you got to learn to invest in yourself. I'm not putting no more money into folks. Y'all have to learn to put finances into your work, into your own world. Nobody else can save you, can drag you. No one's going to drag you or walk you into your wealth lifestyle.
No, who's going? Look.
But we will train you if you come to class. Simple as that.
My thing is this. You guys took a risk to go get a job. You put your butt on the line for somebody else to pay you.
Every day. Same time.
Same time.
They
8 hours
you.
A day. They grill you. They grind you. They make you do it. Some jobs actually improve who you are at the end of the business.
If you let them.
But now let me ask you a question. Are you willing to put your butt on the line for you?
That's right.
How much of your own skin are you willing to put up at risk? How much of your own skin are you willing to put up at risk?
Not only that, but are you ready to own what you put in? Because that was the goal of this conversation, guys. I want you to get it. For those who are just coming in, rerun this. It's priceless information you cannot miss.
Oh, no, we're going to run this on a couple
If you don't know that what you have been working your ass off is not yours, I cannot say it enough. And now it's time to figure out how to shift it so you have custody of your stuff. Because the government, they loving this. They loving that you waking up because they're starting to rewrite rules. You want to hear something interesting? People got scared of what is the Genius Act?
Oh,
they were coming up with?
The Clarity Act.
The Clarity Act. People were getting scared of the Clarity Act.
The Genius Act is another one.
Got it. The Clarity Act says something about crypto, blah, 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 new laws and all of that. My question is when you come on Sunday night, you learn how that doesn't apply to you.
Absolutely.
Because you have new rules, you use the rules. The Clarity Act is just it's a set of rules and laws. My question is how does it affect you because of where you place yourself in that? So it's time to start shifting. That's our Sunday classes at 8 o'clock are called status correction classes. Introduction to status correction. What we're going to do is to show you how to change your whole status.
Absolutely.
You pick what part you want to do. You get where I'm coming from? Because until you are doing something different with yourself, until you look like a different you, they're going to see you how they created you. They're going to see the thing they trained for 12 plus years to become the habit you are living right now.
And let me tell you, they were willing to let you stay in that habit. Like
Well,
you said,
sweetie, there is no
you're
willing.
comfortable. They're comfortable. You're
Like
comfortable.
I said, if I made a doll to be a doll in my life, am I willing to let that doll, until that doll comes to life and says, I want to be something else, I'm going to break out of this, I'm just going to use my doll. And you guys have been letting them use you like a doll.
That's called a puppet.
A puppet, a doll, whatever. But that is the thing. You can either stay molded by something or someone else, or you can begin to mold yourself. You can begin to see what the real options are, the rules on both sides, how to use them, how to play this game to win, how to see what we got coming out, and how to do it, and not by yourself. You got to do it for yourself. But what if you don't have to do it by yourself finally? What if you got folks that are in the same mindset, want to move like you move? They got a little more information. So now you are in, and like I said, you got to pay for your way. I ain't paying your way in the door.
Nope.
I stopped doing that years ago. I learned that people don't appreciate anything free. And I learned that. Yeah, I hate to say it, but I got most of the stuff till I stopped devaluing someone's free, I didn't move, because I sat in on a free session that gave me more value than the ones I paid for. That free session opened me up. By the time I was ready to pay for something, I knew what I was doing. I knew what my habits were, what I was about, and what I wasn't about. So when I did pay for it, took me to the next level. What we do is we get out there and we go, oh, they're free. Okay, they're free. Then we're not going to do that. Or it's that thing. And you think you know. I tell everybody right now, I do not run an opportunity meeting.
No, never have.
We run workshops on how to do what to do. Workshops create something. I ain't running an op meeting. If you find opportunity in what we do, that's great. Do what you got to do. Let's go to work. But we here for the work. We're not here for the nonsense. We're not here for the talk. I'm not a politician. I ain't running for nothing. I ain't trying to be your leader, your God, no nothing. I'm trying to show you how to be the God you were built to be. And I mean, in a system that will break God down. And y'all know that. I ain't got to confuse you or try to tell you anything. Y'all already know that. So I'm letting you know your Goddam or your Goddam or Goddessdom is waiting for you. It's just some information. It's just some like they say, that wiring we got to twist back together so it all works. My thing is figure out what is stopping you. Everybody has access. Is the P2G in here?
Yes, still in there.
Okay, it has to be up there. All right. For everybody where you're at, I want you to go and take a look at this right now for yourself. Go look up p2gnetworks.com. I want you to go do it right now. I'm tired of people come to me later, afterwards. Now, if afterwards you can't find it, inbox me now. Because my brother came to me and he really, leave it, don't touch it. Every time we try to touch it during the show, something happens. All right. Bottom line is p2gnetworks.com. Let me get you a link up here so y'all can see it. This way is rolling and I don't got no questions. Okay? I want to hear nothing. The bottom line is this. We have a crucial project that we're getting ready to roll in, and I'm really excited. I want you guys to see it for yourself. You can make a decision on your own, but I know I've seen this process work before. I don't know who thought of how to improve it, take it to this next level, but you know what? Value is value, and when I find it, we grow.
That's it.
And ask anybody, every project that I've been on, we make money. I'm not joking. We actually do this when we work together and we build together. I don't need you to build, by the way, just to let you know. I don't need you to make my money. It's an incentive to have to invite people. I don't know if y'all get that. It's an incentive. You get paid more money when you share and not be greedy. Y'all get that? When you don't be greedy, you could actually make more money. Billionaires are built on that process. Because greed will keep you broke. And folks, I hope y'all get that. Your boss or the people that structure your business, the owner of your business, because they were willing to pay you money, they make all the money they make.
That's it.
Same process. The more people you serve and the more people you get to serve more people, you make more money. Y'all call that a pyramid, don't you? I call that your job. I call that the business company or association y'all work with right now.
Look, y'all pay an HOA to stay in a property. They give you liens and bills.
Oh my God.
But y'all still stay there and y'all keep paying them.
Look,
and y'all think that's a plus.
When we start seeing the systems for what they are, we can figure out together which ones benefit us and put them to work.
I'm gonna say this, and you know, my baby tells me this all the time. Sometimes I use big words to make people sound like something. Because sometimes I don't know another word to use. But let me put you this way. The game is the game, and either you play it by the rules or you get played by the rules.
That's right.
That's as simple as I can get it to you today. You play by the rules or you get played by the rules.
That's right.
Come on out there. We're here to help you, work with you, and do it with you. But we don't depend on you to do anything.
Exactly. And that's the one thing I love, because we learned how to build with others, not off others. I don't eat on y'all. We have to learn to come together, and don't let Britt come back to
they scare people with them.
No. I
want
want you to think about it, guys. I don't know how many of y'all know. Look this book up. I actually love this book. It's called Stone Soup.
Oh yes.
We built the P2G process. This whole project that is P2G, Pennies to Gold Networks, was built off of a child's book called Stone Soup. And in this Stone Soup, you have a guy who's walking through the town during, I guess, depressive times. And this book has been reiterated in multiple cultures around the world. There's an Asian, there's an African, there's an Indian, all over the world. And I mean like everywhere.
Everyone has
and it's the same process where a guy actually takes a big old cauldron,
fills it with water,
puts it in the center of town. Now, this is after knocking on doors to see if people will share their food with him. Will share because he's hungry and he's traveling and he's wondering if someone will show him hospitality. And what happens is that he notices that everyone is scared and they're very much alone. They stay to themselves. They don't invite people they don't like strangers. Their own neighbors are strangers.
And that's scary.
And so they're all starving behind doors by themselves. So he decides to go put a giant cauldron in the middle of town, sets a fire, fills it with water, and puts in a rock. And it begins to boil. Okay? Once he puts that rock in, it begins to boil. People get real interested in what is going on. What is he doing? And they go out to the middle of town, and they ask him, well, what are you doing? They see this big old pot with boiling water. And all he says is, I'm just waiting for the soup to be ready. I'm waiting for the soup to be ready. He's like, soup? What are you talking about? He says, yeah, I made a big old pot of stone soup. When it's done, you can have some. And people start looking and it's like, well, could it use a little salt? Maybe. He said, I think it could use a little salt. It'd be a little better if we put a little salt in there. Or someone goes to get the salt and someone else comes down and asks the same question. You got people coming out of their homes to ask questions about what's going on in the middle of town. And everyone then begins to run home and takes on one thing from their home that they can put into the pot, because they're all going to have, he's already offered them. Anyone wants some, you can just get your bowl, get a bowl. When this is done, we'll be able to, everybody can eat. Since they couldn't feed him, he decided to share with them, to show them. That is what P2G has been doing for over 8 years now. We've been opening the cauldron, putting in the rock, and coming to you, letting you know, whatever you put in, we all eat in the end. That's Stone Soup at work. That is how people ate during the pandemic. When we were all hidden behind walls, there were people cashing out crypto that they learned to build because they sat in a community room where we showed them options for a world that was changing, to have finances that grew, so that when there was no money, they had the only value that was left.
True statement.
There were people who went to war, who ended up in the middle of war with no banks and no money, who had crypto and their cell phones still work.
I remember there was an article on CNN. This one guy was in Kiev where they had the war at.
Yep.
He was stuck in a hotel. They let him stay at the hotel. He used their Wi-Fi. He was able to feed his family for 2 weeks on crypto alone.
On his crypto. Why? Because he understood something. He understood value. He understood custody. He understood access through technology and information.
And there wasn't a single bank open.
Why would there be a bank open? But there was value being passed back and forth. You and I, community, have been left out, but you don't have to be left out. And that is what we're going to say and where we're going to end this.
Yep.
When will you stop letting yourself be cut off from the world of abundance? We welcome you to the door. Sunday night at 8 p.m. When you're all done and everybody's set up, the kids are in bed or relaxed, and everybody's eating and all your chores are done. Hop in the Zoom.
Absolutely.
You're going to go to p2gnetworks.com and you're just going to look up our website and go look for the flyer that has a link under it. I don't understand why people, it's a status correction. It's our status study. It's a community action process.
Not hard.
Yes. And we want you guys to realize if you can't do that, it's okay. Then you reach out to us. You are on, most of y'all have direct access to us. You have Alvin Thomas. Y'all see Mr. Thomas? Y'all see the gold banker up there? I'm talking about my stereo people. Then we got Clapper. Clapper, y'all are with me with P2G Networks. Y'all got no excuse to send me a message. Send Mr. Thomas a message. Another thing, if you go to my website and y'all see a little bot that asks you if you have any questions, pop it up there and say, hey, I want to come to Sunday. Can you send me the link? Don't forget to send me your email to send it to, because I've got total strangers sending me stuff like I know who they are, how to get in touch with them, since you didn't register on my website. Ain't that something? If you send me an email, I will make sure. By the way, just giving y'all some heads up here. All right, let's make it real clear. Our platform does not sell your information. So if you register for our platform, no one is getting a list of your name or any of the information. We do not do that. We also don't keep credit cards. We use Stripe. So Stripe has your information, not us. Got it? So when you purchase something through us, you're not having us hold your info. I don't do that. As a matter of fact, I turned that feature off on purpose. Well, and there are businesses that can do the same. So I would suggest, that's a little cyber safety. Y'all can hold them accountable the same way. Do what you got to do. Protect your data. But the fact of the matter is first thing, get to where you're able to grow. Get to where people are making moves. Because I'm really excited. This new program that I saw has taken a major program that worked so well. The only thing that happened to this program is that the blockchain fees that we were using at the time went up, so they skyrocketed. They skyrocketed, so it shut things down, and we couldn't really move in the contract. We used a smart contract to do some really great things, and we were able to directly custody. I found a good friend of mine contacted me, and I found this program. I'm like, brother, you know we down. He came to me very simply. He was like, yo, Miss Ruby, I know we thinking the same string. I was like, I know. What do you want to do? What are we up to? And when I vet something, know that it's been vetted all the way around. So come to the conversation on Sunday night. We got you. You got the TV. You got the P2G Networks TV. If you're on here on YouTube, look on the bottom in the link. We got all our platform. Click a link and go straight to the website. Get the information that you're looking for. Because, baby, let me tell you, it's not a one-time thing. It's a now thing.
Absolutely.
Y'all get that? It's not for later. It's a now thing. And when you sign up, if I see you come up on my email stating that you registered for a meeting, I am not sending you an update. That's not how that works. Put it in your calendar. Be a wealth preserver yourself, your own wealth. Because unfortunately, my professors never called me on the phone to say, hey, Ruby, you coming to class? No. They said, this is my syllabus, and this is when you show up. Put it on your calendar. So if this matters to you, you'll put it where it matters. Just like that.
Make it work. Make it
Okay,
work.
with that, we've got to get going. I love you guys. We have a hectic day today. I'm so excited. We are rocking out. Happy birthday, Zakil McLean. McLean. That's my podcast name. I'm so looking forward to it. This is a freaking Friday, y'all. Let's rock out and make it happen. I'm telling y'all, it's just getting started. Money don't sleep, so neither do we. Let's go. Let's go.
Breakfast with the time machine.
Ooh. Ba-da-da-da-da. Ba-da-da-da-da. See you. Wake up and rise up in your eyes. It's breakfast with the time. This is the ultimate prize. Mental Wellness Monday.